Hey guys, Mick here from Kudos Health. Today I'm going to be doing a video on tips to help you sleep better. Now this is a huge one. A lot of clients come to me with issues with sleep. Sometimes they're things that are above my pay grade and they need to see, a specialist because there can be some internal issues going on. But some general tips that can really help people fall asleep and stay asleep are going to be involved in this short video. So number one, try if you can to go to bed and wake up at a similar time. Now obviously this isn't always doable pending our work schedule, pending kids. I know I was up last night from 2 till 3 a.m. with my son because he wasn't happy. And sometimes, it can take longer to get the kids ready for bed, dinner, eating out, things like that. So I get that this one can't always be adhered to, but as much as you can, try and go to bed and wake up at the same time, and your body will start to, just like a muscle memory or anything else like that, start to develop these patterns and it'll start to sort of get ready for sleep and anticipate the sleep to come. Next one is no TV in the bedroom. This is one that a lot of us don't adhere to, and whether you choose to adhere to this one or not, there's a lot of evidence to support watching TV before bed, and even the lights emitted by the TVs, even when they can be in standby mode, can have a negative effect on some of us while we're sleeping. That leads me into the next one, which is probably the biggest one that's made an impact in my life with trying to fall asleep and better being able to fall asleep, is no screen time on your phone. If you're on your phone, laying in bed, trolling through your socials, etc., this can be hugely detrimental to your ability to fall asleep. Subconsciously, we're making comparisons, we're reading the news, we're getting stressed on a subconscious level. Screen time and then flicking it off, there's 100 million things going on in your head that you've just seen on socials, that holiday, your friend's pregnant, this person bought a car, that person's in better shape than me, this person got a new job, etc. So no screen time. And how I do this, obviously I'm on my phone quite a bit with work and the demands of work, is half an hour to an hour before I go to bed, I check my emails, I check my Facebook Messenger, I check my Instagram, all that sort of business stuff, reply to any clients or any sort of people that have been in touch, and then it's just phone down and no more screen time before bed. And that's a huge one. That's the biggest one that's helped me. The next one is create an aesthetic environment conducive to sleep. So if your room is cluttered or not totally dark or causes you, stress, or it's not tidy, or whatever the case may be, if your environment where you go to bed isn't a conducive to sleep and relaxing sort of environment, chances are it's not going to help you fall asleep in a relaxed state. So think about a day spa. I go in and get a pedicure every Tuesday. No, I'm kidding, I don't. But the times I have been into a day spa, it's a very chilled out, relaxing environment. You just want to sit down on the couch and fall asleep, and they're creating that aesthetic environment that sort of speaks to their clientele. So try and mimic that, whatever that is to you, in your sleep environment, and that'll help you sort of nod off each night. The next one is to avoid alcohol and caffeine as much as possible. Now, I know some of you are thinking, I can have a coffee just before bed and I sleep totally fine. That may be the case, and that's awesome if you are one of those people, but even when you do have coffee before sleep, you don't get into the deep sleep where your body is fully recovering. So you might be, asleep, physically asleep, but sometimes you can wake up and you can just feel, really strung out or really zapped, and sometimes that's because you're not getting into that deep sleep. So caffeine and alcohol are definitely two things that can hinder your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep. Next up is our last meal. Ideally, we want this about 2 hours before going to bed. And if that isn't possible, try to have something that is going to be easily digested, something that's not too heavy on your stomach. I work quite late, so when I get home, I definitely am not always eating 2 hours before I go to sleep. So I try and have something pretty light, so like fish and some light vegetables or something like that on those later nights. So try not to eat within that 2 hour window of going to sleep if you can help it. Next up, and I do this with a lot of coaching clients, is journaling or writing down things that are in your head, worries or stresses or to-do lists for the next day, in your phone or on a bit of paper, wherever. So extracting them out of your head, putting them on paper and sort of filing them, if you will, to deal with the next day can be hugely helpful, rather than, mulling them over in your head and you're tossing and turning and think about what you've got to do the next day, and that presentation you've got to give and that client you've got to call, or something to do with the kids. Just jot it all down and check it in the morning, and then set yourself up for sort of a productive day, rather than sort of mulling it over in your head when you can't do anything about it. So control those controllables. When it's sleep time, be in the moment, be present, try and tune out as much as you can, relaxing into that sleep. The next one is having a warm bath with Epsom salts, and I'll throw into that one stretching or yoga. So these sort of things sort of loosen up the body, put us in a relaxed, sort of chilled out state. Epsom salts are hugely helpful with helping the body relax, both muscularly but also on a mental level. And stretching and yoga are exactly the same. They're sort of helping the muscles relax and go into that sort of relaxation state, rather than that sort of tense, ready to act state, which we're often sort of carrying throughout our days with the stresses and pressures of life. So stretching and yoga can help with that as well. Now the next one I would suggest you chat to your GP or doctor about, but there's some minerals that can be hugely helpful, such as magnesium, calcium, ginseng, rhodiola root, etc. So with this one, worth investigating if you are not having any luck falling asleep, but definitely make sure you speak to your health professional in regards to this one. And the last one, which anybody that knows me knows I'm a huge advocate for meditation, is deep rhythmic breathing. Now, deep breathing activates our vagus nerve, which pretty much activates our relaxation response. So if we've had a crazy day and we go, get the kids ready for bed, have dinner, watch a bit of TV, get ready for the next day, boom, 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 it can be a manic sort of finish to the day, or continued day. Often from start to finish it can be like that. But meditation or deep breathing can sort of activate that vagus nerve. It can slow down that stress response, and it can just sort of start to put us on an even keel and in a conducive state to relaxation and nodding off. Hope those tips have been of help, guys. Have a fantastic day, have a great sleep tonight, and we'll chat to you soon.